Okay guys, so we are live now. Today we didn't traded the AM session. Let's see, this is the first trade for the day. Today there was no high impact or medium impact news. So this was the London session, overnight session. Dropped down, again came down, took out these sell sides, then started to move higher. That's the low of the day. Okay. And then after that down closing candle is supporting the prices higher. Okay, and currently we are inside the 1250 to 110 macro, and from 1:30 p.m. the PM session for New York will start, and currently we are trading below the midnight opening price. Okay, and that is the yesterday's. And look guys, yesterday's we were looking for this high and we got some kind of choppiness and high resistance in the regular session, but in the after 6 p.m. look at that, how it started to move higher and took out all those white side right there. Okay, but let's see what we can get today. I would not like price to come inside this and completely close this. And let's see with S&P. S&P also created a higher high, but Nasdaq did not. Let's see. Let's see if body stays above this midpoint. No, it didn't want to do that right now. This is the last line of defense. Let's see. But it can come down, take my stop loss and get inside this PC and then consolidate and at 130 and starts pulling the prices higher. So now currently stop loss got hit for 13 points. Okay, look at that. Told you, if this midpoint got breached, then you can see, and it can take all these stop losses below this. Let's see, but we have did already this morning session consolidated at 11:30. Lunch macro took out the sell stops below the London session, but it didn't took out the low that formed inside the London session, and that is the reason it went like this. Let's see if we can break this gap on the upside or it holds it. Okay, that is holding the price now. That gap is supporting the prices lower. This candle, it did that, but let's see if it can break this gap the upside, then it would act as the inversion. And let's check with the ES for a second. So it took out these, that's the SMT guys. Nasdaq made a higher low. So currently I'm all focused on this. I'm expecting it to act as the inversion if we get a close above it, and then it can come down, but currently we are just below the midpoint. Let's see. Still 4 minutes for this macro to complete, and right now it would be better if it can come down all the way and take these individuals out, and then I will look for a fresh long entry right inside this 15-minute buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. Let's check the 5-minute. Okay, that's check the 15 also. Okay, it looks like the D8 rebalance, but is unable to go below this Let's see if we can close above the high of this gap or above the low of this candle. Yes, and if we can get a drop inside that gap, that would be good. That's a very bad fill, man. I was looking for it to drop down into it. And these is the opening range for the midnight. These purple lines which you are seeing is the opening range for the midnight. Because if you will look here, Nasdaq made a higher low right there, whereas ES on the other hand uh, made a lower low. Well, 49 to 13. Let's see. Look at that. ES made a lower low. Okay, while Nasdaq made a higher low. So that's the Dow, and look at this. We are currently above our 1:1. We have done 1:1. I just took 6 points as at the SL, and currently we are trading more than 6 points. We went up to the 10 or 11 something. Let's see. That's what I am looking for as my first objective. That is 21,906. That's the second objective, and finally if we start spooling higher, that will be our target, 944. That's what I will be looking at. That's the weekly objective. So that is what we are looking for as the objective. Let's see, we are 16 points up from our entry. We didn't got a good fill, but still we are moving pretty smoothly. That is good. And that the difference between ES and S&P, that S&P made a lower low while Nasdaq made a higher low, that's the SMT. SMT is nothing but a technique when you correlate when when you compare the correlated pairs inside at a specific time. Okay, that is very much important. When you try to compare and contrast between two correlated, very closely correlated pairs, then you can see these small nuances which can help you as the confluence. So currently we are 1 is to 3 is done. Okay, 1 is to 3 is absolutely done on this trade, and we are going near our first objective, which is 21906. And now let's see if we can just pump it higher, side above the midnight opening price. And finally, if we can take these people out, see, we are trading at the midpoint of the opening range from the midnight, and that is the first presented fair value gap from the midnight. Let's see now. We have hit our first objective, which is 906.3, but we made a high of 906.1. Okay, I noticed something about yesterday I was trying to do more than I should. Okay, and that is the reason I didn't traded the morning session today, because first of all there was no high or medium impact news driver, and also I didn't want to have that same movement in price like yesterday. And we can see the whole morning session we just consolidated and frustrated people. So it is better to go slow and steady rather than rushing into pushing the button. And let's see how it reacts from all this. Check the 3-minute time frame. Okay, so we went inside this CB right there, sorry, busy right there, and I would not like it to go below the midpoint, or especially below this. It can, market can do anything. Okay, let's see, we are at the midpoint of that. We see on the 3-minute time frame, yes, that's the busy. Check the 5-minute. The high here is 905.4 and here it's 905.4 high, and the high here we have is 906. So we just take in these stop losses and that's a return. Okay, let's see. I'm expecting that this down close candle should support the prices higher. Ten more minutes to go for the New York PM sessions to start, and algorithm will start spooling the prices higher or lower at 1:30. Now it has broken it, so it will act as the version, but let's see. Once again, it is enticing retailers to go short, and they're thinking that prices went below this like that, so it is the supply zone or whatever, but bodies are staying inside this busy. That is something good, and now it should leave this as soon as possible and it should break this high. It's important to find the sweet spot where you don't get pressurized, or where you don't just go into market and start rushing into chasing the price. Okay, we should not do that. We should not chase the price. Excuse me. Yes, that is good. It needs to break above the high and start moving higher. told you it needs to close above the midpoint of that gap, and let's see. In 5 minutes we have the PM session starting. This is not what I wanted. Needs to break above the high of this BC. S&P is trying to hold the price inside this BC right there. It is reacting of the midpoint of that gap, that is the buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, and it needs to move higher and break this high now. Let's see if we get, it should now react from this gap that is marked as the inversion fair value gap. Okay, so it was better to book something right there, but we did not. We went up to 1:3 and now it moved against us, and that is fine, but still what we are looking for is applicable if we take out these stop losses, and let's see how it reacts. So here we took it, went 1:3 and then it came back. Now it is taking the sell stops. Okay, I will back in few minutes and let them take the sell stops and go inside this busy on the 15-minute time frame. Yes, that is good. 2 more minutes and before the 1:30 opening, and we are doing the good thing, that is we are taking the stop losses of the people, those who are trying to go long. So it didn't, once it broke it went up and it reacted from the midpoint. Remove it and find out if it has the potential to tap into this and move higher, or without tapping into this it will move, or not, it can just roll over down, and but that is not I'm looking for. we made a lower low on Nasdaq and a higher low on the S&P. Okay, remember that we made a lower low right there, while the S&P, this to this, that's the higher low. Yes, we touch the high of that and it's 130. Look at that, we touched the high, and now it should spool the prices. Let's see where we get the first presented fair value gap for the PM session. Yes, we have taken these fill out, those who were trying to go long, and let me just mark the midpoint of this range from this low to this high. That's the 25% and that is the 50%. Okay, and let's see how we react from this busy. Are we going to hold it or not? Trying to react from the midpoint of that. Let's check S&P. Yes, look at that, it is reacting from the midpoint of that 15-minute BC. Now retail is seeing this as a breakdown or whatever, and they are trying to go short, but we are looking for long opportunities, so I'm taking a long right there. SL would be right here, 12 points, and let's see if it has the potential to move higher because it is respecting this 15-minute BC. And let me just show you that. Okay, so yes, that is the BC on 15-minute. Entire came inside it. This down close candle, I told you, it should support the prices higher. We haven't got the fair value gap still for the PM session. Let's see. Currently still we are reacting from the midpoint of that 15-minute BC and bodies are closing above it. That is good, but it should not just dilly-dally and do the consolidation. It should just react. And yes guys, this will be the last trade for the day. It looks like the PM session may consolidate because we have already done all the gymnastics in the plunge macro. Let's see. That's it guys, I'm done for the day. It did whatever it wanted to, and we got few points right there, but eventually we have lost all of that. And this is the again the trade which I took. It just consolidated and took that, and it might come down and break this low right there, or it may try to move inside this. Let's see, but I'm done for the day. No more trades, and tomorrow is CPI, so let's wait it out and see. That is the reason why I say that trading is not at all easy. It is not, it is fucking hard. Even if you know the technicals, then also look at that. It went inside the second BC on the 15 minute, and it is reacting off of that. That is and that is the BC. We went inside it, we tapped it. Okay guys, so I'm done for the day, and it still can move higher. Remember that, still can easily move higher.